Well, howdy there, my friends. It's Carpo. I'm chilling in the hammock. I haven't set this thing up in a while. I've got a hammock stand so I can put it anywhere I want. Watch out, Lucy. Lucy's down here too. She says hi. Hi, Luce. Hi. As you can see, I haven't watered the garden or the grass because it's pretty brown. Um, to me, I think that lawns have become completely irrelevant in today's world. You know, I used to love mowing my lawn and keeping it perfect. And I remember reading an article about where lawns came from. In Europe, they were held in high esteem by royalty because it showed other people and those servants on the grounds that they could afford to maintain something as simple as grass, which has no nutritional value, rather than spending their time and their land gardening. So, literally, lawns were a way to say, look, I don't have to grow food because I'm rich. When you think of it from that perspective, I don't know. Seems pretty messed up, doesn't it? So I turned it around, the camera, because I have this big, beautiful tree behind me I wanted to share. Check this thing out. Giant maple. And I've lived here for, like I said, almost 20 years, so I've seen that thing grow up pretty tall. And then I have my pond over here, which needs to be filled and cleaned up and the pump put in and stuff like that. But that's beside the point. Lawns were originally just to impress other people. And even to this day, they're still continuing that trend in America. In a lot of places in Vegas, down in the South, they're paying people a lot of money, by the way, to get rid of their lawn, rather than just saying you can't have lawns anymore, which is pretty fucked up. They do that in a lot of places too. Um, they are either helping people to replant native plants that preserve water better, or paying them to remove their own lawns. And there have been people who have got like huge kickbacks by doing that. But I don't know if that's a good or bad thing to pay people with tax dollars. But the point is, I don't spend the money and the time to water my lawn. It's not just the water, it's the fertilizer, it's everything else. I have a lot of different planters, and you know, I've got a grapevine over there and a bunch of berries, and of course, a bunch of water thirsty bamboo back there, which it's hard to get rid of, but it just keeps growing. It's so profuse. We got rid of most of it, but growing the right plants and not overwatering is important. And it seems so trivial, but when you're talking on a scale of millions of people in an area, it really makes a big difference. We have so thrown the balance off of nature with all the pollutants and all the golf courses leaking all the fucking fertilizers and nitrates back into the rivers. People just don't realize how bad it really is, how much of it's covered up. And even military bases, we have, I think, thousands of superfund sites around the US that need to be cleaned up, which are like immediate cleanup sites. And we can't handle it all. And as individuals, it seems like, well, I should just be able to grow my lawn, use my own fertilizers. It's just a little bit, you know. That's true, and that's fair enough. But some people go as far as to pour oil down the fucking drain, right down the storm drain, to the point where they had to put shit on manhole covers with pictures of fish. And please do not dump stuff. Like, in my mind, I always figured, well, if stuff's already going down there, there's not much you can do. But you realize over time, no, these are because people will go to the corner and literally pour their oil out in the storm drain, run it right out into the fucking river. It's disgusting. The same kind of people who left the 3 construction bags full of trash at a campsite that we stayed at. It wasn't in the bags. We pulled the bags out and cleaned it up, but it took us like 2 hours, and it filled 3 full-size trash bags. These people just left all their garbage just at a campsite. No respect whatsoever. Not just for nature, but for the people coming. This was at Olympic National Park, like right before the entrance. It's like, and I give a shit about the environment. I give a shit about nature. I give a shit about my contribution to it and my contributions that damage it. And I try to weigh those options. Do I crumple up recycling and throw it away in the garbage instead of recycling? You bet your ass I do. At work, when, we're busy, I'll throw a can in the garbage even. Oh my. The fact is, aluminum and glass are pretty easily recycled. Plastic, on the other hand, is what I really mean. I'll throw plastic bottles of peanut butter away rather than wash them out and put them in recycling, because it all goes in the garbage anyway. It all goes to the dump now. Nobody is recycling peanut butter containers. It's just not happening. I have tried to even invent my own methods of like making bricks or something with them, And I found a guy who actually does that on YouTube. So, but that's another story altogether. Pull this down. There we go. Get it more centered. Hi, how you doing? This is like, for me, the perfect weather. It's probably like 75 degrees, a slight breeze, blue sky, beautiful sunset. And when I go out into a natural space, I feel so connected. It's like heaven to me. It's my connection to the divine is out in nature. And I love going to see musicians, music festivals, concerts. I like going to parties. I like going on walks at parks. But going out into the woods in the middle of nowhere, to me, is very rewarding. I always figured that was kind of universal for people. But over the years, I realized that a lot of people really are literally scared to go into the woods. Maybe they've watched too many fucking Mr. Ballin videos or something. But there is nothing to fear in the woods that even compares to the shit you fear in the city. I've come across bears and bucks and, fire ants and everything else that scary, You're not going to die if you protect yourself and you are smart about it. But in general, humans are the scariest thing out there. And, not to get off track there, but nature itself, going out and experiencing it however you choose, whether it's going on a hike, going on a whitewater rafting trip. I was thinking about actually sending my kid to Outward Bound. And if you're not familiar with Outward Bound, if you're under 20, you should look into it. Get your parents to pay for it. A lot of kids think it's something that troubled kids do. No, dude, it's for anybody who just needs that kind of camaraderie and team building. My mom sent it to me to it after my dad died when I was like 15 or 16. And the parents just buy the boots and some clothing, stuff like that. And they supply everything else, the jackets, parkas, backpacks, food, everything. You pay the thousands of dollars it costs. I think it was only like $1,500 back then for me, to go for 2 weeks to go up and go rock climbing, go hiking, uh, up in the North Cascades. We climbed up a mountain, went down the saddle over the other side. We learned to rappel. We learned teamwork and camaraderie and all that shit. And it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'd like my kid to experience that too. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, but the appreciation that I got from nature through my life has led me to believe I don't need a lawn. So there, came full circle. See? It's all about the dead lawn. I'm sorry my brain's so scattered, but you know, when you make random videos talking about random topics, you just kind of ramble. There. Gotta let my hair down. Work's over. I'm out. See you next time.